the convenience factor, because my mom didn't bake cookies, and I actually love making cookies, but I don't have time to make cookies. And
Of
so
course.
it's impossible. But you want your kids to come home and experience that warm cookie, that fresh made cookie,
It just
right? Not just a,
makes all the
yeah.
difference when you have a dinner party, when you yourself, after you put your kids down to sleep, just want to relax with yourself or your husband and just be like, oh, finally, like we get to have our dessert, we get to watch TV, like, or for your kids, there's just nothing better than something like warm, fresh out of the oven, and it makes the whole house smell good. And kids love baking it themselves and decorating them or making them into shape. So yeah, so I fell in love with that. Like when I just saw the reaction with cookie dough, I was like, sure, I can always do like a shelf stable cookie down the road, but like cookie dough was just what I saw people react the most to. And then when I met with Whole Foods and asked them what they thought, they kind of said like, no one's really built like this brand that people absolutely love in cookie dough. And of course, Whole Foods doesn't carry, the conventional, brands. And that was really my aha. It was just, there is no brand that if I was a mom right now, or even not, like that I want to buy, that I love, that's so delicious, that has great ingredients. And so that became the goal for Sweet Loren's was, I'm going to build the next brand name in cookie dough that stands for natural, it stands for delicious, it stands for convenience. And, I am pretty sure that all the people that like I'm friends with and that want what I want are looking for something like this too.
Absolutely. 100%. Okay. As a female entrepreneur and founder, what has been the hardest thing for you, and what's the greatest lesson that has come out of that?
I think the hardest thing was the early years. Like I had and men could probably say the same thing about this, but just speaking as a woman who also wanted to get married and have a family and have kids one day, I really had to put that all on hold. Like I dated while I started Sweet Loren's, but I had no space in my brain to really be with someone. Like I was thinking about Sweet Loren's 7 days a week. I was so overwhelmed with all the decisions being made. I couldn't just relax, and the idea of like getting married or having children or having enough, like the company just wasn't set up enough yet to be stable enough that like, I felt like I could, let it run on its own and, take off time to date or go on a vacation with a guy or, have children and be able to hand off really important meetings. So I'd say, the beginning part and at the very early stages of Sweet Loren's, especially, and you can imagine this, like when I said, I'm starting a cookie dough company, how many people would be like, that's so cute. That's so sweet. And I'd be like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, the goal isn't to be cute and sweet. Like it's to make your favorite foods available and have them be made of such better ingredients and, and make people, especially busy people, feel like they can have it all and not have to compromise because they can't make everything from scratch every single day. And so, yeah, I think like it was overcoming the cute factor and really Sweet Loren's being taken seriously at the very beginning before numbers, could tell it was serious. And then also, just having that confidence that I could get it off the ground after 5 years and get it to a point where like I could have the freedom and the stability to find a great guy and get married and have a kid and figure out how to have balance and have it all.
That's really great. Yeah, it's hard. It's impossible. I don't know how I would have ever found a husband
Right.
if we
It's
had
so
not
hard.
found each other sooner. Okay. What are you the most optimistic about at Sweet Loren's and hopeful?
I just hired a president, Doug Rady, a couple months ago, it's just the first time I've had like a real number two and someone who's a real industry vet that can help elevate the company to the next level and who's such a good kind of his strengths are such a good balance to mine. So I wish I hired a president, a couple years ago, but the truth is, we're now at a level that, probably I couldn't have attracted someone like Doug. So it's, you can't kind of look back. It's just looking forward. I'm just so excited to have such a great leadership team personally as a mom and as someone who's been doing this for a decade. I'm really excited to have a number two and someone who's taking over the day-to-day of running the business, and so that I can focus on, just being a CEO and like the high level vision and innovation and all of our major goals. And so I'm just so excited because that gives me the energy to keep going at this for a long more time.